Thank you so much for joining the We Don't Play podcast show today, Katia. How are you? All the way from Berlin.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm glad we met on LinkedIn. Where else? It's an honor. And yeah, it's a beautiful gray Friday in Berlin in November. So thrilled to be on your podcast. And it's an honor. Top 3 globally. Excited.
Thank you so much. I'm excited that you're here. You know why I'm even more excited that you're here is because you have a tool that can help people that use LinkedIn. And a lot of professionals always try to figure out, okay, there's sales solutions, there's LinkedIn this, there's Shield, there's so many things, and now there's Content Radar. I want people to know about Content Radar and let them know how it started and what was the vision. What is the vision behind it?
So at Content Radar, we're giving marketeers superpowers, and we're building AI-powered workspace for content marketing. Our long-term vision is to build a marketing OS for B2B content where you can have all your content in one place and reuse it for many different platforms where you can collaborate with your colleagues. So we want to give your content longer shelf life, help you to become better creator, and ultimately we want to help you create content that converts. With 1 billion people on LinkedIn right now, this is the platform to definitely grow not only your personal brand, but also your business.
Thank you. I believe that is so big now because, some people use LinkedIn for connections, some use it for jobs, some use it for resource, some use it for fact checking. Is this person real? Do they have the verified badge? All of those things are there. How does Content Radar, play into somebody's day-to-day life experience on LinkedIn?
Yeah. So we started with LinkedIn because, as you mentioned, this is the place that you cannot avoid if you are active in your professional life. And it's like 1/7 of world population being now on this platform, which is 20 years old, but it's one of the few platforms where you can actually have organic growth, probably together with TikTok right now, although it's more serious. So we started by tackling LinkedIn, but we also integrate with X, and we plan to introduce more platforms and content formats as we evolve. Content Radar was started 1 year ago. So my co-founder and I, prior to co-founding Content Radar, we had an honor to help to build 3 European unicorns. My co-founder was early at Get Your Guide at Series B, and then he was building internal marketing tools at Zalando, which is like Zappos in Europe, a big e-commerce player, and then at Spotify. I worked at Spotify since Series B until I left 3 years ago, so for a decade pretty much, mostly in ad sales, pitching Spotify advertising solutions to marketeers and agencies. And I also worked in marketing myself at Coca-Cola before I joined Spotify, and I had a podcast too, so I was a B2B creator doing content marketing for that. In the middle of the night, repurposing content, repurposing the same post and graphic for LinkedIn, for Twitter, for Instagram, and I just didn't have more bandwidth for other platforms. And I think you know the pain, right? So your content format is everywhere, and it's very, very time intensive. So the marketing, like this operations marketing ops that imply that are connected not only to creating something new, but then these tedious manual tasks, so readjusting it, reusing it, cutting it for the different platforms. And then more importantly, it has to be not only formatted for LinkedIn, Twitter, and so on, it also has to be in your tone of voice and match your brand. So this is the first problem that we're solving. What you can do at Content Radar right now, as an individual, as a solopreneur, founder, podcast creator, coach, or as a B2B marketeer, you can come to our platform, bring your existing content. It can be a podcast, video or audio, white paper, PDF, blog post, press release. And just within a few seconds, we will transform it into ready to go LinkedIn post, LinkedIn carousel, or a tweet or a Twitter thread. And it would match your tone of voice and brand. So it's your AI social media manager right now. And this is just the first baby step towards our longer term vision to automate marketing ops and to allow you to create omni-channel content funnels across multiple platforms.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for doing this, because a lot of people need this. They don't know what they're doing online. They're just going at everything they see. And we know also like LinkedIn carousels are big. People are using them a lot to express themselves, to connect, using illustrations. And then sometimes people don't have time to type, so we want to make sure that we're also doing correctly too. Okay. This is a good platform. Now, something got me thinking about third-party access. How do you control that when there's always been, stories about other platforms in the past, like, Tailwind with Pinterest, with, Later and, the API system? How does it work with LinkedIn so that you're also secure and you're not losing native, impressions?
Yeah, so we work with the LinkedIn team. We have point of contact at LinkedIn, and we have access to the official API for developers and for the community. So all the integrations we have in place are working. We make sure they are up to date, and it's great. So we are in constant dialogue with the LinkedIn team. We're fortunate about that, being able to work together with them and having the best support as our startup also evolves into a more mature product.
That's good. I think that makes a lot of people feel comfortable now. It's like, okay.
You're in good hands with us. Yep.
That is good. What would you say is the best feature on this for you so far on this platform?
So I think it's time saving. I guess that's the best USP. So as a founder or as a one-person marketing team, you have to juggle so many things, and content on socials is just one of the many things that you do. And you cannot afford spend hours and every single week and juggling 5 different tools to just pop up in people's feeds for a while, but you have to grow your presence. It drives growth for your business. It generates leads. So we solve for that problem. How? I really like this repurposing feature that I described, that you can check your existing content and you can create posts for the next few weeks, schedule them, and they have perfect engagement. We also have auto engagement feature. You can invite your coworkers, and your post would go live already with comments and likes. So it's already boosted. And then personally, I'm a big fan of our LinkedIn carousel AI tool, which I'm happy to also share my screen and demo here.
Yeah.
It saves like 40 minutes of time. It's super fast.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of time. That's almost a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best thing is those carousels, they can be on brand. So you can have them with your brand colors, with your logo, and with your font. So it's really cool.
That's cool. Please share your screen. We'd love to see that.
Okay, let's see if the tech works.
This is exciting.
Okay. Yes. So I'm sharing my screen, right? Yes. So this is our website. And so if you'd like to give Content Radar a spin, you just go and log in. There will be a couple of onboarding steps where we will ask you to complete your profile. If you have branded colors and fonts and a logo, you can upload it all. You can tell us, you can give us your website, your blog, so your LinkedIn profile obviously too. So we will be able to infer your tone of voice and recognize the audience that you would like to address. Of course, you can edit it, and normally it's pretty accurate. So we're collecting this context, and can invite your coworkers. So you all would have access to the collaborative content calendar, and see what's scheduled for which day, by whom, which platform, and what is the content pillar because obviously you want different things. You have a blog, you have testimonials, and new hires that joined your company. Then let's have a look at the carousel feature. So repurpose content. It can be anything. We can take an audio recording from this podcast, for example, when we have it. This we will do in the next weeks for sure to promote on our socials. It can be a Notion draft, or let's take, for example, our blog. You pick a platform. We want to have a LinkedIn post and a carousel with emojis, and we want a single post for Twitter or X. So now we just press the generate button. It takes a while because there are graphics involved, but it's doing its magic.
This is exciting.
In the meantime, one can go grab a cup of coffee and come back and get the results. On the left side, we also have analytics. All posts is where we save all your previous posts and content. And we have an assistant. So it's a conversational interface where you can just interact with Content Radar via chat. Here we go. Here is the first carousel suggestion. It's formatted as a LinkedIn post with hashtags, with its emojis. And we have cute brand colors in pastel and pink. So this just saved me 40 minutes, which I would have spent on a graphic editor such as Figma or Canva, tweaking this. I can pick a monochrome one or a different one. Let's take the first one, save it. And obviously I can edit it, improve, do changes that I need. I can also style my post. I can add reactions. For example, if my colleague is invited to this workspace and gave me a permission, I could pre-program a reaction on his behalf. And then I could also schedule, I could also schedule a first comment, for example, from Content Radar's account. And then if I'm sitting on the plane, for example, on my way to a conference, this post can be scheduled and go live, already boosted with reactions and comments. And there is no need for me to ping my colleagues manually. Here I can edit the carousel. I'm trying to move the Zoom video, And I can also add a headshot, Twitter handle, so it can be a testimonial. And I can edit the text here, super easily. So it's very, very seamless. This is obviously just a stepping stone for graphic generation and for more advanced formats for this omni-channel approach that we want to tackle next. I can send an approval request to my colleague with an optional message. I can add a content label. I can cross-post to Twitter as well, see the preview, and I can schedule it once it's approved, in this case.
This is so good. I feel like doing this for 20 minutes saves you probably 2 hours of, consistent writing and editing. So you just post away, you schedule, and you spend 2 hours in scheduling for a whole week,
Absolutely. I think you spend even less. So, right now we spend probably 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. And so you can basically prepare your content calendar in seconds or in minutes instead of hours.
Okay, this is good.
You can switch between multiple profiles. So this is great for ghostwriters and agencies too, who work with multiple clients. So obviously my co-founder's profile will be with his LinkedIn profile and different from mine. And then it's possible to create content that is really authentic.
This is so good. I think the next question somebody's going to ask now is how before I ask that question, because of
I'll stop sharing.
So I was going to ask about analytics, but I'm glad that it's good to see that people can get a big scope. Now, somebody may want to ask, okay, how much do they have to invest into their planning if they're already thinking about their marketing stack? So what would you tell someone if they're thinking about planning for this?
Yeah, so today we rolled out new plans. We have a startup plan for individuals and solopreneurs, which is $14 per month. So it's ideal if you want to connect one LinkedIn account, one Twitter account, and get going. You can invite collaborators to the workspace still, and someone could run your socials on your behalf, which is quite handy. So you would not have to share the credentials, and you have this sleek, amazing interface that you've just seen. If you're a small team and if you want to connect at least 3 accounts for LinkedIn, for X, then we would recommend a pro plan, and it's $39 per month. Every additional seat is $19. And then we have custom plans for larger organizations and for agencies.
Great. Thank you for that. I think a lot of people can start looking into it, seeing how they can try it for themselves. Then they can expand into other regions as well. Wow, Katia, thank you so much for joining us today on the We Don't Play podcast show. I know some people may want to connect with you, maybe want to ask a few more questions. How can they reach out to you?
Yeah, I think the best way is to find me on LinkedIn. It's Katia Yakovleva, or on Twitter, it's Katia Yakov. Or just find me through Content Radar also on these 2 platforms. That would be the best. And we are happy to provide a special discount code for We Don't Play listeners and community, so that we can also distribute through the newsletter. I don't know what the best way would be. And we don't play, we build.
Ooh, I love that. Oh, yes. Thank you. And I appreciate you on behalf of the listeners. I'm sure they're going to tap in and they will get an email. They'll see it in the description and they'll also connect. And if they do, they'll say, we found you from here. We went online and we saw that this is working. And then by the time they're in, they're even seeing a whole new version. So it's even an element of surprise for them.
It's evolving really fast. Last week, we launched a super handy Slack integration. So every post that goes live, your team can see and support. You don't have to run after them and nudge them like, hey, please like my post or distribute. And people really like it for employee advocacy stuff and like to amplify the message. So that is a cool feature. And we have some other surprises coming up in the next weeks. So,
Thank you.
Excited about that.
Yeah, thank you again for joining us. It's such a pleasure having you with us today on the show. And we can't wait to bring you back, in the future for more than this.
Thanks for having me and looking forward to this collaboration.